Have you ever paused mid-game and pondered what kind of thrilling competitions our ancestors indulged in? Without the modern stadiums, advanced gear or broadcasted championships, what fueled their competitive spirit? Were their challenges purely physical, or were there deeper spiritual undertones to their games? We're embarking on a captivating journey spanning continents and millennia to unveil 8 ancient sports that once echoed across civilizations. From the vast jungles of Cambodia to the icy expanse of the Arctic, get ready to be astounded by games that were more than mere pastimes. They were rituals, tests of valor, cultural reflections, and sheer spectacles of human spirit and determination. Go ahead and tap that like button and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Now join us as we journey back in time to uncover the mysteries of these ancient sports. Today on History's Untold, 8 epic sports that shaped ancient civilizations. Bokator, echoes of ancient Cambodia. Within the realm of glistening temples and vast jungles deep in Southeast Asia, a martial art was born that would capture the spirit and resilience of its people. Bokator, with its dynamic movements and deep cultural roots, serves as an illuminating testament to the richness of ancient Cambodian society. Bokator, deriving its name from bok, meaning to pound, and tor, meaning a lion, translates to pounding a lion, reflecting its foundational inspiration from the animal kingdom. Legends tell us that the practice dates back more than 1,000 years, with carvings in the temples of Angkor Wat hinting at its ancient origins. But Bokator was more than just martial movements. It was a dance, a narrative, a prayer, and an embodiment of Cambodian life. With over 10,000 different techniques, practitioners known as crew mimicked various animals such as birds, horses, and the lion, from which it derives its name. This profound connection between man and nature is reminiscent of Cambodia's agrarian society, where understanding and emulating nature was essential for survival. As we journey further into this art, it's impossible not to notice the vibrant blue scarf, or krama, worn by its practitioners. In Bokator, this isn't merely an accessory. The krama represents levels of proficiency, akin to the belts in modern martial arts. This hierarchical representation using a simple piece of cloth mirrors the stratified society of ancient Cambodia, where roles and ranks were clear from the rice farmers to the royals. Bokator's emphasis on fluidity, precision, and grace is also a reflection of the broader aesthetic values of ancient Cambodian society. This was an era where art, architecture, and performance were deeply interwoven into the fabric of daily life. The same hands that practiced the graceful moves of Bokator might have played a role in crafting the intricate sculptures of the Angkor temples, or danced in the royal courts to honor the gods. However, every art form, especially one as old as Bokator, has its periods of eclipse. The martial art faced near extinction during the Khmer Rouge era. The regime's oppressive stance saw Bokator as a symbol of the old ways, leading to the systematic prosecution of its practitioners. This dark period in Cambodian history not only threatened a martial art, but almost severed a timeless link to Cambodia's glorious past. Yet, much like the resilient spirit encapsulated in Bokator's moves, the art form endured, passed down through whispers and secret training sessions. Today, as Bokator experiences a renaissance, it stands as a poignant symbol of Cambodia's indomitable spirit. For the youth of Cambodia, learning Bokator is not just about mastering a martial art, but reconnecting with their ancestral roots, understanding the strength and wisdom of their forefathers, and carrying forward a legacy that once, against all odds, stood on the brink of oblivion. The Mesoamerican Ballgame, a window into the soul of ancient Mesoamerica. In the verdant lands of ancient Mesoamerica, where great civilizations like the Maya, Aztecs, and Olmecs rose and fell, a sport emerged that would shape the cultural fabric of the region. This was the Mesoamerican Ballgame, a thrilling and enigmatic sport that serves as a captivating portal into the society of its time. Known by various names in different cultures, such as Pok Tapok in Mayan or Tlachtli in Nahuatl, the Mesoamerican Ballgame was more than just a sport. It was a complex ritual, a political event, and a social gathering. The game's fundamental rule involved propelling a solid rubber ball, sometimes weighing up to 9 pounds, using only hips, knees, and elbows, with the aim to pass it through stone hoops situated high on the game's court walls. Impressive, isn't it? But as with many ancient traditions, there was more than what met the eye. To begin, the Mesoamerican Ballgame was deeply intertwined with religious beliefs. The game echoed the ancient myths of the hero twins from the Popol Vuh, a sacred Mayan text, According to legend, the twins embarked on a journey to the underworld, where they faced and defeated the Dark Lords in a ballgame match, symbolizing the eternal struggle between good and evil, life and death. When the Mesoamericans played, it wasn't just for victory in a game but to reenact this sacred tale. For some, this had a very literal significance. In certain Mesoamerican cultures, the ballgame would culminate in human sacrifices, typically involving the losing team, reflecting the profound belief in the need for proprietary acts to appease gods and ensure cosmic order. While deeply rooted in religious sentiment, the Mesoamerican ballgame also had political overtones. Rulers would often challenge rival city-states to a match, with the game's outcome potentially averting a full-blown war. These matches were strategic displays of prowess, dominance, and diplomacy. They allowed leaders to consolidate power, foster alliances, or establish supremacy without resorting to the ravages of warfare. In essence, the ball court became a stage for political theatre, where power dynamics were continuously negotiated. On a societal level, the ballgame was a grand spectacle, akin to the great gladiatorial games of Rome. The populace would gather around the eye-shaped ball courts, discussing strategies, cheering for their local champions, and getting involved in the energetic atmosphere. The game was an occasion, a public holiday of sorts, where trade, gossip, and relationships flourished. Marketplaces would spring up around courts, turning them into hubs of economic activity. Furthermore, the game was a testament to the Mesoamerican mastery over materials. The rubber balls, unique to the game, were products of innovative processing of latex from rubber trees, mixed with juice from morning glory vines. This concoction, when hardened, resulted in the bouncy characteristics of the balls, an early instance of material engineering in the pre-Columbian world. The aesthetics of the Mesoamerican ballgame weren't restricted to the courts. Art and iconography depicting players, replete with elaborate costumes, padded equipment, and even headdresses, can be found in various archaeological sites. These visuals hint at the game's pervasiveness in Mesoamerican daily life and its integration with the region's artistic expressions. Pankration, a glimpse into ancient Greek society through sport. In the heart of ancient Greece, where myth and reality often intertwined, there emerged a sport so intense and captivating that it would forever be remembered in the annals of history. This sport, known as Pankration, offers a unique window into Greek society, its values and its aspirations. With an enthusiastic dive into its origins and practices, one can uncover fascinating facets of the Hellenic world. At its core, Pankration was a combat sport that combined the techniques of both boxing and wrestling, creating a display of skill, strategy, and sheer physical prowess. The name itself derives from the Greek words pan, meaning all, and kratos, meaning power or strength. And true to its name, it was a contest where almost all forms of combat were permitted. Only two actions were forbidden: gouging an opponent's eyes and biting. Everything else, from kicks, punches, locks, and chokes, was all in the game. Pankration's debut in the Olympic Games of 648 BC marked its significance in Greek society. But why was this sport so revered? To answer that, we must venture into the beliefs and values that defined the Greeks of the time. The Greeks believed in the idea of arete, which can be translated to excellence or virtue. It was the pursuit of fulfilling one's potential in every aspect of life. This philosophy wasn't just about the mind, but also the body. The harmonious development of both physical and intellectual faculties was essential. In this light, Pankration wasn't just a display of brute strength, but also a demonstration of strategy, technique, and willpower. Athletes had to think on their feet, adapting to their opponent's moves, while looking for openings to launch their attack. It was a dance of minds as much as it was a clash of bodies. Moreover, Greek mythology often interwove with daily life, infusing it with tales of gods, heroes, and epic adventures. Pankration, according to some legends, was said to have been invented by the heroes Heracles and Theseus, both of whom used the sport's techniques to overcome fierce adversaries. By practicing Pankration, athletes were not just participating in sport, they were emulating their heroes, tapping into a storied tradition that elevated their efforts into something divine. The societal importance of Pankration extended beyond the individual pursuit of excellence. It was a spectacle, an event where communities gathered and bonds were formed. Cheering for athletes, discussing strategies, and celebrating victories became communal activities. The games were more than just athletic competitions. They were social events that brought people together and forged a shared identity. But Pankration also had its dark side. The intensity of the sport sometimes led to severe injuries or even death. These outcomes, while tragic, were accepted as part of the game, highlighting the Greek emphasis on struggle, victory, and the tragic nature of human existence. Just as their tragic plays delved into themes of fate, hubris, and downfall, Pankration, in its own way, encapsulated the highs and lows of human endeavors. Kalaripayattu, the dance of warriors and a mirror to ancient Indian society. Kerala, a lush state in the southwestern tip of India, is where a unique martial art took form, one that seamlessly blended physical prowess with spiritual depth. Kalaripayattu, as one delves into the rhythmic movements, intense training rituals, and deep philosophical underpinnings of Kalaripayattu, it becomes evident that this ancient practice is much more than a mere fighting technique. It is a reflection of the societal norms, values, and spiritual beliefs of ancient India. Kalaripayattu, often considered one of the oldest fighting systems in existence, is a beautiful amalgamation of strikes, kicks, weaponry, and even healing techniques. But beneath its physical manifestation lies a realm of spirituality and discipline that offers profound insights into ancient Indian society. In ancient India, the concept of dharma, or righteous duty, was paramount. Warriors, or kshatriyas, were bound by this dharma to protect their land and people. Kalaripayattu, in many ways, was the embodiment of this warrior ethos. It wasn't merely about combat, it was about discipline, honor, and a deep sense of responsibility. The rigorous training, which began at a young age, instilled values of humility, respect, and dedication. These values mirrored the societal expectations of the time, where duty and honor took precedence over individual desires. The Kalari, or the training ground, was not just a space for physical training. It was a sacred space often attached to temples, emphasizing the spiritual dimension of the martial art. Before entering the Kalari, students would pay their respects to the deity, their guru, teacher, and even their fellow students. This reverence for the divine, the teacher, and the learned is deeply rooted in Indian culture. The guru-shishya, teacher-student relationship, is a testament to India's age-old tradition of imparting knowledge through a lineage of masters, where learning was not just about skills but also about imbibing values and wisdom. Ancient Indian society was deeply spiritual, with a rich tapestry of myths, legends, and stories. From epics like the Mahabharata and Ramayana, with its graceful movements, it often drew inspiration from the animal kingdom and mythological tales. The Mayura-vattu, or the peacock form, and the Sarpa-vattu, or the snake form, are not just fighting techniques but are reminiscent of the reverence ancient Indians had for the natural world, and their penchant for intertwining lessons from nature into daily life. Furthermore, the focus on the knowledge of vital points highlighted the ancient Indian expertise in anatomy and holistic health. This understanding was not just for combat, but also for healing, making Kalaripayattu practitioners not just warriors, but also healers. The martial art thus reflects the Indian principle of balance, the balance between destruction and creation, between fighting and healing. Society in ancient India was multifaceted, with a deep emphasis on the interconnectedness of body, mind, and soul. With its holistic approach to training, it was a manifestation of this belief. It wasn't just about honing the body, but also about sharpening the mind and purifying the soul. The meditative practices, the breathing exercises, and the rhythmic movements were all aimed at achieving this trinity of balance. Stickball, the soul of ancient Native American society. Among the vast landscapes of ancient North America, where diverse ecosystems molded diverse tribes, a sport emerged that not only entertained, but also wove itself into the very fabric of Native American society. Stickball. This game, often dubbed the little brother of war, provides a compelling look into the values, structures, and intricacies of ancient Native American life. To start, imagine a vast field filled with hundreds of players, each holding onto sticks crafted with care, their eyes fixed intently on a small ball that holds the potential to bring honor or disappointment. This is not just a game, it's a ceremonial event, a community gathering, and sometimes even a substitute for open conflict between tribes. Stickball was more than a sport. It was life in a microcosm. Traced back to the southeastern Native American tribes, particularly the Choctaw and Cherokee, stickball was played with 2 sticks per player, usually made from hickory. These sticks had a curved end, almost forming a cup, used to catch, carry, and throw a small ball, aiming to hit a target, often tall wooden posts or trees. But the gameplay was only a part of the story. Stickball games, with their vast scale and passionate players, were often used to settle disputes or conflicts between tribes or clans, making it a pacifistic alternative to warfare. This method of conflict resolution tells us about the societal mechanisms of the tribes. While they were not strangers to conflict, there was a deep-rooted understanding of the cost of war and a desire for alternative resolutions. These matches also reflected the importance of bravery and skill in ancient Native American culture. Just as hunters were revered for their skill and courage in facing wild beasts, So too were the best stickball players, admired for their agility, strength, and strategy on the field. Success in stickball could elevate one's status within the tribe, showcasing a society that valued both physical prowess and tactical intelligence. Many Native American practices, including stickball, were deeply connected to spirituality. Before a game, rituals and dances were performed, seeking the favor of spirits. Players painted their bodies with significant symbols and wore special attire. These rituals underscored the belief that every act, be it hunting, farming, or playing, was connected to the spiritual world. The stickball field wasn't just a patch of land, it was a sacred ground, where the physical met the spiritual. If you were to attend a stickball game, you'd see more than just the players engrossed in the match. Spectators would come from afar, setting up camps, cheering for their teams, singing songs, and engaging in trade and gossip. These events, which could last several days, became significant social gatherings, strengthening intertribal relationships, reinforcing alliances, and fostering trade. Moreover, the preparation for a stickball match was not limited to players. Craftspeople would make the sticks and balls, artists would design body paints, and spiritual leaders would lead pre-game rituals. This collective involvement emphasized the collaborative nature of Native American societies. Everyone had a role to play, and every role, no matter how small, was vital. Chariot racing in Mesopotamia: speed, spectacle, and society. Journeying to the cradle of civilization in Mesopotamia, a land nestled between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, ancient societies thrived with rich cultures, pioneering innovations, and enthralling traditions. Among the myriad spectacles of this ancient world, chariot racing stood out not just as a sport, but as a reflection of the time's technological advancements, societal structures, and religious beliefs. Let's embark on a journey through the dusty tracks of Mesopotamian chariot racing arenas, feeling the pulse of an era gone by. The inception of chariot racing in Mesopotamia can be traced back to the burgeoning advancements in transportation and warfare technologies. The chariot, initially a tool of war, quickly transitioned to a symbol of prestige and prowess. The very act of harnessing the raw power of horses and marrying it to human ingenuity in the form of a chariot was a testament to Mesopotamia's technological and strategic achievements. The races themselves were not just casual events, they were grand spectacles. Large crowds would gather in specially designed arenas or open fields reminiscent of the societal penchant for community gatherings and shared experiences. Much like the modern sporting events, these races were a medium of entertainment, a break from daily life, and provided an avenue for commoners and royalty alike to revel in the thrill of competition. But the chariot races were not just about speed and competition, they held deeper symbolic meanings. In the ancient Mesopotamian societal structure, the king was not just a political leader, he was a bridge between the gods and the people. Chariots in this context were often seen as divine vehicles, a means for the royals to traverse between the mortal realm and that of the gods. The swift, almost ethereal quality of a racing chariot, therefore, was a visual and symbolic representation of the king's divine right and connection to the heavens. Religion and mythology were intricately woven into the fabric of Mesopotamian life, and chariot racing was no exception. Epic tales from the region, such as the Epic of Gilgamesh, allude to journeys and adventures that symbolize the might of chariots. The races thus were more than just a sport, they were a reenactment of mythological tales, where the charioteer was not just a racer but a hero, drawing parallels with demigods and legendary figures. Furthermore, chariot racing also mirrored the economic dynamics of ancient Mesopotamia. The chariots, with their intricate designs coupled with the thoroughbred horses, were not cheap. Only the affluent, which typically included the royalty, nobility, and some wealthy merchants, could afford to maintain, train, and race chariots. This economic disparity was evident in the races, making them not just a sport but also a display of wealth, influence, and societal status. However, it wasn't just the elites who were involved. The charioteers, though often not from the noble classes, gained immense respect and recognition for their skills. They were the ancient equivalents of today's race car drivers, celebrated for their courage, expertise, and bond with their horses. Their prominence in these events subtly underscores the societal value of merit and skill, regardless of birth or status. Ritual foot races, echoes of the ancient Tarahumara spirit. Nestled in the vast, rugged canyons of northern Mexico, the Tarahumara, or Raramuri as they call themselves, have etched a life both simple and profound. Their world, painted with towering rock faces and dense pine forests, resonates with the rhythmic beat of feet that have for centuries engaged in ritual foot races. These races are not just athletic feats, they are an embodiment of the Tarahumara spirit, a reflection of their societal values, and a testament to their deep communion with nature. The foot races, sometimes stretching over 100 miles and lasting several days, are legendary. Participants wearing traditional sandals crafted from tire treads kick a wooden ball, pursuing it across vast terrains. But to truly understand the essence of these races, one must first delve into the ancient Tarahumara cosmology. In the Tarahumara worldview, life is an intricate tapestry woven with threads of simplicity, endurance, and harmony. Their homes, often cliff dwellings or simple log cabins, mirror their minimalistic and harmonious existence with nature. Agriculture is central to their life, with maize being not just a staple crop, but a sacred entity. The ritual races, known as Rara Jipari for men and Ariweta for women, are deeply intertwined with this agricultural cycle. Often these races are seen as ceremonies to appease the gods, ensuring bountiful harvests and protection from natural calamities. The act of running is more than just physical movement, it is a form of spiritual meditation. The repetitive motion, the rhythmic breathing, and the deep connection with the earth, as their feet touch the ground, induce a trance-like state. In this state, runners commune with the spirits of their ancestors, the gods of their pantheon, and the soul of the earth. It is a spiritual journey, where the destination is not the finish line, but a deeper understanding of oneself and the universe. The communal aspect of these races is striking. While modern sports often emphasize individual achievement, the ritual races underscore community bonding and collective celebration. The entire village participates, either as runners, cheerleaders, or spectators. Men, women, and even children partake in different versions of these races. These events are not mere competitions, they're festivals marked by singing, dancing, and sharing of food, and the locally brewed corn beer, Tesguino. But these races also serve a more pragmatic societal purpose. In a community-driven society, like the Tarahumaras, conflicts are inevitable. However, instead of resorting to violence or prolonged animosity, disputes are often settled through these races. The parties in conflict would race against each other, believing that the outcome determined by the gods watching over the race would be the just resolution. This harmonious approach to conflict resolution reflects a society deeply averse to violence and disruption of communal peace. The foot races also offer fascinating insights into the Tarahumara's gender dynamics. Unlike many ancient cultures where physical feats were male-dominated, the Tarahumara offers a leveled field. Women's races, or Ariweta, are as significant as the men's. This highlights the society's recognition of women's strength and their vital role in community cohesion. Tug-of-War in the frozen north, a glimpse into ancient Inuit society. Amid the vast and icy expanse of the Arctic, the Inuit people have long thrived, crafting a vibrant tapestry of culture, beliefs, and traditions. Their resilience and innovative spirit are evident in every aspect of their life, from their iconic igloos to their rich oral storytelling. Among these varied traditions, a particular physical contest stands out, not just for its intensity but also for the profound insights it offers into ancient Inuit society, the Tug-of-War. To an outsider, the Inuit Tug-of-War may appear to be a simple test of strength. Two competitors, often amidst the cheers and chants of their community, bite down on opposite ends of a bone or leather strap. They then lean back, using every ounce of their strength, trying to make their opponent yield. It's a raw, visceral contest, but one that is deeply symbolic. In the vast Arctic wilderness, survival often came down to endurance, resilience, and a determination to hold on, no matter what. The bone-chilling winds, the relentless cold, and the unpredictable ice all demanded an iron will. The tug-of-war in many ways epitomized this spirit of tenacity. As two competitors locked onto a strap, it wasn't just about physical strength. It's a display of sheer willpower, a determination to hold on, even when every muscle screamed in protest. This unwavering resolve mirrored the Inuits' daily battle against the elements, where relenting could mean the difference between life and death. Beyond this symbolic layer, the tug-of-war also reflected the social fabric of the Inuit community. This was not a solitary contest. Each match would draw a crowd, with their community coming together to cheer, support, and sometimes playfully wager on their favorite. This collective participation reinforced communal bonds. The Inuit, in their isolated environment, depended heavily on community support for survival. Whether it was hunting, building, or celebrating, everything was a communal effort. The tug-of-war, with its audience participation, underlined this essential tenet of Inuit life. Together we are stronger. Another intriguing facet of this sport is the choice of the bone or leather strap. Both materials were central to the Inuit way of life. Bones from the vast array of animals they hunted were used to craft tools, weapons, and even structural elements for their homes. Leather, often painstakingly processed, found use in clothing, storage, and transportation, like the famous kayaks. By choosing these materials for their tug-of-war, the Inuit were perhaps unknowingly celebrating their deep connection with the environment and the resources it offered. Every tug-of-war was not just a contest of strength, but also a subtle nod to nature's bounty and the ingenious ways the Inuit had harnessed it. As we draw the curtains on today's voyage, it's essential to reflect on the profound resonance that sports held in ancient civilizations. For many of our ancestors, these weren't mere games or idle pastimes. These sports were intricately crafted mirrors, reflecting not just the athletic prowess of individuals, but the very soul and ethos of their societies. From every chant that rose in unison to every ritual performed before a match, there lies a testament to the vibrant cultures and the spiritual connections these ancient civilizations held dear. Every move, every strategy wasn't just about winning, it was a dance of values, an expression of community, and a celebration of beliefs that transcended the physical realm and reached into the spiritual. It's truly a marvel how these sports bridged realms, intertwining faith, valor, community, and individual prowess into a harmonious display. As we look back, it's not just the sports we learn about, it's entire civilizations, their hopes, dreams, aspirations, and beliefs. Thanks for tuning in on History's Untold. If you enjoyed today's episode and want to journey further into the fascinating corners of history, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click the notification bell so you'll be the first to know when we unearth another incredible story. Until next time, keep questioning and keep exploring, because history is filled with stories that are just waiting to be told. See you in the next episode.